Alright, looks like week 1 is officially in the books now, and what a game that was. We sure put an exclamation point on the first week of football. Now that is how a defending champion opens up the season. We sure as fuck silenced all of you haters out there that even slightly doubted us on if we could win. But that's in the past, and the present has us down in San Diego taking on the phone Chargers. Seeing on how you couldn't even beat the lowly Cardinals, let alone keep the 2-score lead you had on them, I have the utmost confidence in how we will win and go to 2-0 on the year. Now, I'm not saying the game will be lopsided for the whole game, but I can't see how the game won't be over at most by halftime. And don't be surprised if we score at least 30 points. That's probably how the norm will be the entire season and how much we score. Anywho, on to the matchups. This week, we got the D-line going up against the Charger O-line. For the second straight week, a backup will be on the other side's center. Now granted, he's not a rookie making his first career start in front of the loudest crowd in the world, but he's still a backup. And if you don't think a backup has an impact, most times negative, you obviously didn't watch our game last week or any of the games we had last season, where for the majority of the year we had at least 2 backups on our own line, sometimes 3. It does make a difference. Now, if our D-line rotation plays like they did last week, it's going to be a long day for the Charger offense. You look for Mebane, Kevin Williams, and possibly even Jordan Hill to have a great game in the middle and abuse their backup center. Say probably get about 4 sacks or more, plus a fumble and a recovery. Second matchup is definitely going to go with Sherman versus Rivers. Excuse me. Now Rodgers completely avoided Sherm last week, which I don't know if that was more of a compliment to Sherman or the fact that he had no confidence in his own team, let alone himself. I'll take that Madden curse, even if there is such a thing. But seeing how I'm not a pretentious asswipe, I don't believe in silly little nothings. Maybe when I was 7 years old I believed in that crap, but I'm a man now, so what's your excuse? But go ahead, opposing QBs. Keep proving that Sherman is the best by not throwing his way. It's going to make it that much easier to know where you'll be throwing the ball on the other half of the field, and for us to go perfect this year. Rivers, though, has always been a gambler for as long as I can remember. That's probably why the Chargers have never made the playoffs. Yeah, so look for him to try Sherman's side a few times throughout the game. Even if he doesn't, I'm sure our total defense will get at least 2 interceptions, hold their offense to 189 passing yards, and 246 total yards. My final matchup, I think you can guess what it'll be, our offense versus the Charger defense. Now last week our offense was almost unstoppable, especially after the first quarter. Be prepared to see a lot of the jet sweep from Percy Harvin this season. Finally have that 3-headed monster that nobody wants to face with Percy, Lynch, and Wilson. Who's going to run the ball? You're not going to know until they're past you. Now the defense for the Chargers held Palmer to 290 passing yards or so, and we don't pass that much. But if Palmer can get that much against the Charger defense, when Green Bay obviously has a better D, I can very well see Wilson throwing for at least 250 yards. Realistically, that probably won't happen unless the game is closer than it obviously should be. And with how the run defense that the Chargers have isn't that good to where they can't hold Arizona to under 100 yards, when Arizona obviously doesn't have a running back like we do in beast mode, Lynch very well top 150 yards. And overall for our team, probably get about 200 yards rushing. So stat-wise, Wilson's can go with 251 passing yards, 25 rushing yards, and 3 total touchdowns. Lynch will probably get 137 rushing yards and a rushing touchdown. Getting to go with Harvin getting 64 receiving yards, 38 rushing yards, and a touchdown. My prediction for the final score, Seahawks 34. Let's go Chargers, only 9 points. Anyways, that's the video. I will see you guys next week.